Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is a camera comparison between Redmi Y2 and the RealMe 1. On the rear, Redmi Y2 comes with a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera and a 5 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing, and on the front, it has a 16 megapixel camera with a dedicated LED flash. On the rear, RealMe 1 comes with a single 13 megapixel camera and on the front, it has an 8 megapixel camera. Now these are some sample shots taken in daylight and well-lit conditions. Both phones support auto HDR for both the front and rear cameras, so all these pictures were taken with auto HDR. While taking HDR images, capturing speeds were faster on RealMe 1 and Y2 took like a second or two. Images from RealMe 1 look a bit overexposed and colors are to the warmer side. There is a significant difference in color reproduction between these two phones. Now images from RealMe 1 look more bright and colors are more pleasing. Images from Y2 are close to reality. Dynamic range and exposure control are better on RealMe 1. I didn't have any issues with focusing on both phones. You also get a good bokeh effect. Now the difference between both the phones in terms of rear cameras is all about color reproduction, so you can pick the best one based on your preference. Now as for me, I'll pick RealMe 1 because of the faster capturing speeds even in HDR mode, and I personally like bright and vivid colors. Now these are some portrait shots. Edge detection obviously looks better on Redmi Y2 because of the dual camera setup. Now even though edge detection isn't very accurate on RealMe 1, images look cleaner, brighter with good color reproduction. So once again, if you want accurate portrait shots, Redmi Y2 is the winner. But if you don't mind slightly inaccurate portrait shots but want good looking pictures, RealMe 1 is once again the winner. Basically it's again your preference. Now coming to low light performance, these are some pictures taken in low light indoor conditions. Just like with daylight shots, images from RealMe 1 are bright and colors are to the warmer side. Even the capturing speeds are faster. Colors on Redmi have more contrast, while colors on RealMe 1 are close to accurate colors. Almost all the images look better on RealMe 1, but they lack sharpness when we zoom in. That's the downside of faster capturing speeds. So in low light, I'll pick Redmi Y2 as the winner for better sharpness and less visible noise. Now coming to the front-facing camera, these are some selfies taken in daylight and well-lit conditions. Selfies look good on both phones with a difference in color reproduction and exposure level. Most of the time, in good lighting conditions, Redmi is performing better, and in bad lighting conditions, RealMe 1 is performing better. So you can pick the winner based on your preference, but I'll pick RealMe 1 as the winner. Now coming to portrait selfies, these are the sample shots. As both phones use a single camera and some software processing, edge detection isn't perfect on both phones, but it is comparatively better on the Redmi Y2. Now just like with the regular selfies, you get wider portrait selfies on RealMe 1 with better colors. Most of the time, shots look better on RealMe 1. So for portrait selfies, I'll pick RealMe 1 as the winner. Now coming to low light performance, these are some selfies taken in low light indoor conditions. Selfies from RealMe 1 are wide with better color reproduction, better exposure and better skin tones. On Redmi Y2, colors look faded and selfies are soft. Now coming to video recording, here's a sample footage from both the phones. On both phones, we can record video only at a maximum of 1080p, but Redmi Y2 offers electronic image stabilization while RealMe 1 doesn't. So the footage looks very stable and more usable on Redmi Y2. Now there is a huge difference in terms of footage quality too. Footage from RealMe 1 is overexposed with warm colors, while the footage from Redmi looks a bit underexposed and colors have more contrast. So for rear camera video recording, especially because of electronic image stabilization, I'll pick Redmi Y2 as the winner. So guys, this is the sample footage recorded using the Redmi Y2 and the RealMe 1. On the left side I have the Redmi Y2 and on the right side I have the RealMe 1. And I'm recording video at 1080p resolution on both phones, and that's the maximum resolution supported by both the phones. And I'm recording the audio from the mic itself. So check out the noise cancellation. Offered by both phones and the stabilization as well. Now coming to the front camera video recording, here's the sample footage. Both phones lack stabilization for the front camera, at least it isn't all that good on both phones. But coming to footage quality, there is definitely a huge difference. Footage from RealMe 1 is a bit overexposed, while on Redmi Y2, it has good exposure control and good dynamic range. So for video recording using the front-facing camera, I'll pick Redmi Y2 as the winner. So guys, to conclude, there isn't a clear winner between these two phones. Now with Redmi Y2, you have to compromise a little with selfies. Now with Realme 1, you have to compromise in terms of video recording as it doesn't have any stabilization, and edge detection in portrait shots isn't as good as Redmi Y2. So to wrap it up, I'll say cameras on both the phones are pretty good. They have their own pros and cons. If you're choosing between these two phones, consider other things like the lack of a fingerprint scanner on Realme 1 and lack of performance and good display on the Redmi Y2. Think about these things and pick the winner. Now if it was me and I have to buy a phone under 10,000 rupees as a normal user, I'll go with Realme 1, but I'll try to get the 4GB RAM variant or if possible the 6GB RAM variant. So guys, looking at the sample pictures and the sample footage, which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.